What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's having a good evening, or good morning, good night, whichever time it is when you're watching this video. But look, we got a good one, right? We jumping straight into it. The video we about to watch, I'm subscribed to. It's called End Sentences. If you don't know, to give you some background, it's a rapper named Young Thug, Free Slime, that been locked up in the Rico case for like a year and some change now. While this all been unraveling, a lot of his homies, homeboys, even family members are switching and snitching on him, and y'all know how the story go. Y'all already know what I'm about to say, but let's get straight into it. It's called Unfunk, How Young Thug Brother Snitch Worse Than Gunna. And if you don't know, Unfunk is Young Thug's blood brother. So let's see. Let's get straight into the video.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Unfunk, the YSL member who snitched worse than Gunna. With the release of Gunna's new song addressing his snitching, a video went viral of the song killing the vibe of an entire club.
Hey y'all, the whole club came to a complete stop when they played Gunna. Oh man.
Dirk called him a rat while speaking with academics. Boosie called him a rat while speaking with Vlad. And it's uncertain who actually within hip hop is willing to stand next to him. But come to find out, there's someone within the YSL indictment that not only snitched worse than Gunna, he full on betrayed his own blood brother, Young Thug. 34-year-old betrayed his own blood brother.
That's Young Thug. This is the guy that's in the Rico charge, the main man. Look at him in court. What do y'all think they just told him for him to react like that? Like just anything in here. What did y'all think he said? Put it in the comment section down below. Let me know what y'all think he said.
Young Thug.
What the judge said.
34-year-old Quantavious Greer, who raps by the name Unfunk, has recently been exposed for snitching worse than Gunna in another case of selective politicking. One of 28 men indicted in the YSL case, Unfunk also took a plea deal which spared him a prison sentence and ultimately set him free on probation. Charged with conspiracy to violate the Rico Act and theft by receiving a stolen firearm, Unfunk would receive a 12-year prison sentence with 2 years credited as time served, while the remaining 10 years was to be served on probation.
Oh, I was about to say.
He'd be required to perform 750 hours of community service, stay away from firearms, and commit no criminal acts. But in return,
750 hours of community service. Divided by 8, because it's 8 hours in a shift. What's that? What number is that? 750. Damn, I'm bad at math. Oh my God.
He'd admit to a long list of questions specifically designed to convict those higher up in the YSL food chain, such as his own brother, Young Thug. As part of the special conditions of his sentencing, Unfunk agreed to testify that YSL is a gang. He'd admit to being a member of the Goodfellas gang and becoming associated with YSL in 2019. He'd admit that in 2 separate occasions he spoke with YSL members on securing protection for a YSL member in jail and getting revenge on another inmate for harming a YSL member in jail. He'd agree to testify discussing the use of a drone to fly cell phones into the jail and would acknowledge multiple gang identifiers of YSL to further confirm YSL is in fact a gang. He'd agree he has personal knowledge of members of YSL having committed criminal acts such as murder, robbery, etc., and understands that if he takes back anything he's admitted to testifying, his plea deal will be revoked. Not only would he sign his initials next to everything he agreed to, but court transcripts would also show he answered yes to every question inside of a courtroom and in front of a judge.
Oh man.
With Unfunk pleading out in December of 2022, he'd only last 5 months before violating his probation. He was pulled over by Atlanta police for the window tint on his Mercedes when they located a Glock handgun inside of the vehicle. Going in front of a judge.
That is so dumb. You're on probation, parole, whatever, for the next 9 years. You can't be around firearms, whatever. Okay? It's Atlanta. You know they're still gonna be around firearms. That's understandable, right? You get pulled over for having tents on your car, which you know they're going to pull you over for. The moment you run into a police officer and they notice you're on probation, that's a violation of your probation. Meaning they can do whatever they want to you, honestly. They can throw you back in jail and say you did whoop-de-whoop. They can say, all right, get out so we can search the car, which they did. And they found a loaded firearm, which you knew you weren't supposed to have in the first place. Even if you did have it, just take the tents off the car. Nah, because people probably looking for him now that he snitched. Stay in the house, bro. Stay in the house. Do your community service and go back home.
Judge, he was spared nothing as he was sentenced to serve the remaining 9 years in state prison. But prison was Funk's second home, as he'd already spent much of his life in there and would have spent the remainder of his life sentence in prison if it wasn't for Young Thug. Back in 2007, Funk arranged the robbery of two men who had cashed a $1,500 check. Having the victims unknowingly driven to him, he approached the vehicle in all black demanding the money. They gave it up as he and the co-defendant went in their pockets, and when they told the victims to walk away, one of the men threw his jacket at Funk, who opened fire, shooting the man in the stomach and ultimately killing him. Funk and his co-defendant would be indicted by Fulton County in 2010 and months later sentenced to life in prison. In an interview with Beehive Atlanta, Funk would share the story of how back in 2017 he was sitting in a prison cell when he got a call from Young Thug on his cell phone. Now a superstar in the rap game, Thug would tell him his new lawyer was none other than Brian Steele, the most notorious hip-hop lawyer in Atlanta who's currently representing Thug in the YSL indictment. Funk would later speak with the lawyer who promised his release within the next 2 years, and in a series of appeals and motions, Young Thug was able to finance and essentially buy back his brother's freedom. A selfless act that would end in betrayal, as Funk,
I need to see them court documents. How did he beat
his life sentence, agreed to testify against the very gang Young Thug is alleged to have founded.
Hold on. How did he beat the murder charge? I get it, you got a super fancy lawyer. But how did you beat the murder? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm getting you out. He got a good lawyer. Motions and pleas. He did it in 2017. He got out in 2019. He did 2 years from a murder. How did he get out? He already moving wonky. Y'all surprised he snitched?
Maybe it's the fact that Gunna's a successful rapper that makes him the most hated within the YSL indictment.
Yeah, for
sure.
But
in all reality, there's many more that have done worse against YSL and specifically against Thug, who have yet to be publicly shamed. Funk is now on his way back to prison, only to be reunited with his co-defendant who was never released and is still serving a life sentence for a murder he didn't commit because he didn't have a rich brother to pay for the lawyer. Now everybody hates Gunna to the point that they don't even want to move around in the club to his music. Everybody just sits still and waits until the song gets turned off. I don't know anybody that wants to collab with Gunna. Some of the biggest names in hip hop are speaking against him, but nobody is going against anybody else that cooperated in the case.
Right.
Young Thug's own brother was serving a life sentence.
And it's not just his brother. Gunna, his brother, and like 7 other people already snitched on Young Thug. And just everybody going after Gunna. Why? Because he's the prominent face. Fame come with a lot of things. It come with the good stuff, you know, the women, the cars, the money. But when that bad stuff hit the fan, like a Rico charge, you're one of the first ones to get indicted. You're one of the first ones to get hated if you snitch. Everybody gonna know if you snitch. Your life is ruined. So it's like, it's a love-hate relationship. You got rolled with the punches. That's just it, what it is.
And because Thug paid for the best lawyer in Atlanta, he got out. Only to come home, join YSL, 2 years later get indicted in a Rico, and then tell on the entire YSL and everything that happens within YSL, wiping their nose, slat, all that shit, right? Now he's going back to prison for 9 years, and he's gonna see his co-defendant, who was there when the murder happened, and his co-defendant still has a life sentence, even though Funk, or whatever his fucking name is, was the one that pulled the trigger. He didn't even pull the trigger and he's still doing life for the body. See, there's so many rappers that talk about Young Thug having a good hide. And this is another example of Thug doing a
Bro, why is his circles crooked on his forehead? Am I the only one that peeped that?
selfless act, getting his brother out of prison, paying for the lawyer, giving his freedom back. He gave it all up. He's willing to testify. And the excuse is gonna be, I violated my plea. I got caught with a gun. I never actually testified, but you were willing to. So does that make him a rat? Because Gunna hasn't testified either, but he admitted to all the same shit. And furthermore, Funk wouldn't have even had the opportunity to do any of this if Young Thug didn't buy his freedom, getting him out of prison, essentially giving him another chance at life. And even after, willing to testify, signs off on everything, yes ma'am's the judge to death, he only lasts 5 fucking months because he gets caught in a Mercedes tinted out with a Glock.
Who probably owns
It's almost like he didn't want to be free. He's been locked up since he was like 18, did 11 years, got out for 2 years, went right back. Now he's gone for another 9, probably be what, 40 something when he gets out. Probably won't even get out. Probably do some dumb shit just to stay in there. He seems to be more comfortable in there than out here. But it just goes to show you, it's selective politicking. Everybody wants to hate Gunna, but isn't given the same energy to everybody else involved in the case. And maybe it's because of Gunna's success. Maybe it's because Gunna is attempting to revamp his career after getting out. But what is anyone else doing that's anything different? They just weren't on shit to begin with. Gunna's successful. Maybe that's the difference that's causing all the hate. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Until next time.
Y'all gonna be bumping that new Thug? New Thug. That new Gunna? I know I am. Ain't snitching on me. Shit. Nah, but bro. The street shit never works in your favor. Ever. Never ever. It never works in your favor. Well, unless you like somehow become a super rapper and then you just move out the way. But for the most part, you still gotta take your homies with you. That's gonna be doing dumb shit. You still gonna get tied up in dumb shit because that's the rap game. You know what I mean? You gotta be hard to everybody you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, them boys fucked. That's a Rico charge. I don't know if it's state or fed, but they fucked either way. Nobody's coming home. The shortest amount of time if you snitch. He snitched and got 11 years probation. You know what I mean? Like, so everybody's still getting a lot of time. It's just crazy, bro, who you think it would happen to. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Till the next time, y'all, I'm out. Peace.